All right, well, coming back home now, something that's just been raised by the coroner is warning labels on alcohol in the same way we do with tobacco. I was just in the States and they have them there. They seem to be quite innocuous. Right. What's your view on having them here?
Never seen them. That would be on beer bottles or wine bottles, would it?
Yeah, just a basic warning saying that, you know, drinking can lead to death.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you mean, a basic warning, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, look, I guess it's something we'd look at. It's not something we've considered. I mean, there's no question alcohol's playing a role, actually. If you talk to the police and ask them about what's driving violence in the community, what's causing a lot of their problems, a lot of it stems back to alcohol and drug abuse. I'm not sure whether a warning on a bottle would do much, but it's something that's, I guess, could always be looked at.
Speaking of health warnings, did you see in the Herald yesterday a letter from the Chair and Associate Health Professor of Health Studies from the University of Waterloo in Canada, who says he pointed out to Tony Ryle last year that there is indeed proof that banning tobacco displays has many significant benefits?
I didn't, but that also wasn't included in the advice that we got. I mean, the advice we got was that it was far too early to tell whether it was going to make any difference.
I've done a little research for you and found that studies in both Canada and Australia have found that point-of-sale displays of tobacco products have virtually the same effect as all other forms of banned tobacco advertising. They increase the likelihood that a child will start to smoke, and they trigger impulse purchases among those who have quit or are trying to quit. So there we go. There's your proof. Are we going to ban it?
Not on the horizon at this point, but you know, we'll always keep updated on that. I mean, that's something the ministry gives the minister advice on. You know, we haven't said that we'd never do it. We've just simply said at this point we're not doing it.
The New Zealand Year 10 smoking survey of 30,000 students has shown that those who visit stores with retail displays of tobacco more than 3 times a week are 3 times more likely to become smokers than those who visit less than once a week. I mean, how much proof do you want?
Well, we certainly want less people to smoke. Totally agree with you. I mean, I've never smoked in my life, never intend to, and never want to. And there's no question it has a big impact on the life expectancy of those that smoke. And like you, yes, we're concerned about young people that smoke because that's leading them into a long-term lifetime of being smokers. So we're prepared to look at options for that. But
well, isn't one of those options banning the last bastion of advertising, which is the point of sale displays? I mean, half of all those Kiwi kids who start smoking because of those displays will die prematurely.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I haven't seen evidence that that's what's causing them to smoke. I think there are lots of things that are causing them to smoke. Their mates giving it to them, they think it's cool, they see all sorts of subliminal sort of advertising, if you like, or endorsement of what they're doing.
Well, you've got to weigh up. They don't need subliminal advertisement endorsement because they go in to buy a pie and it's right there in front of their face. And of course it's endorsed. Are you aware also that Nikki Kay is friends with the Director of Corporate and Regulatory Affairs for British American Tobacco?
I don't know who Nikki's friends are. I don't talk to her about that. But if you go back to the basic issue, yes, you could cover up those point-of-sale displays, but you've also got to recognise that people would come in and buy cigarettes. There would be a lot of you know, it's not a simplistic process, but actually how you do that wouldn't necessarily be easy. I'm not convinced people go in at this point to buy a pie and a packet of Minties and come out with a packet of cigarettes. I think they go in to buy a packet of cigarettes, and they shouldn't be doing that if they're young and they hadn't thought through the consequences. It seems
like a lot of people are convinced that kids go in there not to buy a pie. They see cigarettes on display. They become normalised. They become rationalised. And the only thing that I find difficult to understand is that Tony Ryle gets told last year that the banning point of sale works. Nikki Kay is friends with the Director of Regulatory Affairs for BAT. Yeah. Jonathan Coleman hangs out in the corporate box at BAT smoking cigars and watching U2. I mean, it would seem that there is more to the reason to not ban the point-of-sale displays. I just don't understand why your government seems to support the tobacco industry over and above the health of Kiwis.
Bit of a great conspiracy theory, but not right, unfortunately. Look, the advice we received at the time was if you did it, there was no proven results at this point it would do much. It would certainly have quite an impact on those retailers. There would be a lot of costs there at that point. And whether it would actually work was unproven. Now, like all things in life, we're not saying no. We're quite prepared to have a look at that, quite prepared for it to evolve over time. But at this stage, it's one of those things where it's no free lunch here. It's a pretty big cost for a lot of people.
All right, well, it does seem you're saying no. But thank you very much, Prime Minister, for joining us on Sunrise this morning.